Hey, and welcome back to another Compel Fitness video. So a lot of people have knee pain, hip pain, shoulder, even elbow pain. A lot of these issues arise from tight muscles surrounding those joints. So today we're going to show you the 6 stretching exercises you're probably not doing. You should definitely include these in your next stretching workout. Let's take a look. First one that we're going to do is called the super couch stretch, made famous by Kelly Starrett, the creator of the mobility wad. So the super couch stretch, great for really stretching out those hip flexor muscles. If you're seated in a chair a lot throughout the day, these hips are constantly in a flexed position. What we want to try to do is undo that position and stretch them the opposite way. So you're going to need a wall like this, or you can even use your couch at home, hence the name. What you need to do is pick a side that you want to stretch. I'm going to use my left first. Take your left knee and you want to shove it all the way back into the bottom corner of the wall here. The rest of my leg, as you can see, is going straight up the wall. What I'm going to do here is just literally push myself up as high as I can. And for those of you who have never done this before, you might start to feel a stretch right now in this hip flexor. You can use a chair at home to hold yourself and push yourself up higher. Eventually, after you do this for a few weeks or months, you'll be able to swing this opposite leg through here and use your own leg to push up off of. Really opens up this hip flexor. The goal would be to really get yourself flat against the wall behind you to really stretch out that hip. 20 to 30 seconds on each side. Remember to focus on that slow, deep breathing. Help those muscles relax. Another really good hip opener comes from yoga. It's actually called the pigeon pose. So what we're going to do is get down on the ground on our mat again. This one really helps to open up the hips. So you're going to take whatever leg you want to stretch, put that in front of you like this. Bending my knee, I have it in front. My other leg is going straight back towards the wall behind me. Now, the goal here is to drop that hip as close as you can to the ground. You're going to feel this in your hip. You're going to feel it in your glute on this side. Whatever side the leg is in front, that's the one you're going to feel it in. So try to come down here eventually to your forearms. As you can see, I'm still working on this one. My hips tend to be pretty tight. So again, 20, 30, 40 seconds, hold this. Focus on deep breathing. That's going to help those muscles relax. Eventually, what you're going to want to do is just switch sides, cross that other leg in front, the other one going straight behind, and again, sink down into that position. Allow that hip to open up. Knee pain is a common issue with a lot of people. Could be caused by a tight IT band. It's this connective tissue going down the side of our legs. IT band can be difficult to stretch. The good news is there is one that you can do. What you want to do is cross one foot over top of the other. So if I'm going to stretch my left IT band, I'm going to cross my right foot over top of my left. Legs are nice and straight. I'm standing up tall. What I'm going to do is keep these legs straight and I'm going to lean this way. My left hip is sticking out. I'm leaning this way and it really creates this great stretch in the hip all the way down the IT band. What you can do is also take one arm up above to kind of increase the effectiveness of this and stretch it out even more. The more you push to the side, the more you're going to get that stretch. Hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds on one side. Again, slow, controlled, deep breathing. And then I would switch sides. Really good one if you have knee pain. A lot of runners, they struggle with tight IT bands. This is a great one to do. Clicking shoulders or even pain in the shoulders can be caused by not only tight muscles surrounding the shoulder, but even the chest and also the lat muscles as well. So a great way to stretch that is called shoulder pass-throughs. You can use a bar, you can use a broomstick at home, a golf club. I'm actually using a strap today. What you want to do is grab a certain distance outside of your shoulders, keeping your arms nice and straight. That's the key with this one. Don't allow your elbows to bend at all. What I'm doing is bringing this straight out in front of me, over my head, and then I'm coming behind my body. All the way back, reversing that. Again, elbows locked out, arms nice and straight. You're going to feel a great stretch in your shoulders, even in your chest muscles as well. The lats get a little bit here, your upper back. You might feel a little bit of stretching too. So again, the goal would be to hit a certain number of these. I think 20 to 50 pass-throughs is a good place to start. As you start to get a little bit more flexible with this, you can move your hands closer and closer together and you'll feel an even deeper stretch here. So again, arms straight, come up and over your body, keeping those elbows locked out and then coming all the way back up to the front. I usually start with about 50 of these right before I do one of my chest workouts. Elbow pain. A lot of that can be caused by tight forearm muscles. If you think about it a lot, if we're driving in our car, a lot of times our elbows are locked out and our wrists are flexed backwards. What happens is these muscles in our forearms can get tight. Even texting throughout the day, our hands are constantly bent a little bit back where it's taxing these forearm muscles on top of our arm. So a great way to loosen these up or to stretch them out, what you want to do is bring your hands together in front of you. I'm actually going to reverse it so it's like this. I've got my hands together. I'm grabbing my fingers together, interlocking my hands. What I want to do here is whatever hand is on top, that's the one that we're going to work on stretching. Elbows have to be locked out, arms are nice and straight, so you should be in this position here. What you want to do is, this bottom wrist is going to pull this hand down, and you're also going to rotate your hand. What happens is if you keep your arms really straight and you really pull that wrist towards you, you're really going to feel those muscles on top of your forearm start to stretch out. So again, lock your hands together, whichever one is on top. I'm using this bottom hand to pull this wrist down, keeping my arms straight. I'm also going to rotate my arm a little bit, and you're going to feel this stretching these muscles out here. Again, 20 to 30 seconds on each side allow you to help to undo some of that flexion all day long. Okay, our last one is going to be to stretch out the scapular muscles back here, so the upper back. Now we know if we're sitting at a desk all day long, a lot of times those upper back muscles can get pretty tight. A lot of people shrug their shoulders while they're at work, putting a lot of tension up here and they don't even know it. So it's good to help yourself take a couple deep breaths throughout the day, relax those shoulders. But here's a great way to restore that mobility to help stretch these out. So you're on all fours here, hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Now the goal here is what you want to do, you've seen the cat-cow stretch. We want to try to keep our low back nice and level. You don't want that to move. What I'm going to do here is drive my upper back up. So if you can see this, I'm driving my upper back towards the sky, and then what I do is drop my upper back down between. So kind of flexing those muscles. You see I'm bringing my chest down to the ground. My upper back is actually squeezing together right now. So again, drive your back upwards, drop the chest down, and what happens is you start to get a lot of scapular movement here. Those of you who have tight upper back muscles, you may not be able to have quite this much range of motion the first time you do it. So the challenge here is don't move your core. Keep this nice and straight. Try not to move your low back as well. Raise up the upper back here and then lower your chest down. So really getting that scapular movement. You're going to feel that stretch right in between those shoulder blades. Help correct some of that bad posture throughout the day. There you have it, guys. 6 stretching exercises you're probably not doing. You should definitely start to include those in your stretching routines. It's best to save those for after your workout. That way your muscles are nice and loose and they'll actually stretch a little bit better that way. So thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye out for our next video. Don't keep us a secret here at Gold's Gym. We're here to change lives.